हेलो एस्पिरेंट्स, आप सभी का हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पर स्वागत है। आज हम लोग IWAI का अकाउंट असिस्टेंट के क्वेश्चन देखेंगे डोमेन से रिलेटेड। इस वीडियो में हम लोग क्वेश्चंस को पढ़ेंगे, उसका जो राइट आंसर है उसी के बारे में बताएंगे, क्योंकि फुल डिटेल वीडियो बनाने पे वीडियो लंबा हो जाएगा, क्विक रिवीजन में परेशानी होगी। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। एज पर रूल 171 ऑफ GFR, परफॉर्मेंस security should remain valid for a period of dash days beyond the date of completion of all contractual obligation of the supplier, including warranty obligation. 60. Niti Aayog Niti Aayog is basically a policy think tank of Government of India and state governments that replaces around 6 decades old planning commission. Union Government of India had announced the formation of Niti Aayog on 1st January 2015. When a purchase of an asset is treated as an expense, it is which error? Error of principle. As per Schedule 2 under the Companies Act 2013, there are three important factors for computing depreciation. Which of the following is not an important factor for computing depreciation? Type of asset used by competitors. With respect to function of accounting, which of the following statement is incorrect? Accounting does not provide necessary information to the government to exercise control on the entity as well as in collection of tax revenues. With respect to the concept of true and fair view, which of the following statement is incorrect? To ensure true and fair view, an auditor has to see that material liability should be omitted. As per Rule 71 of GFR, the accounts of the Union Government shall be prepared by Control CAG, certified by the CAG of India, and along with the report of the CAG of India of these accounts shall be submitted to the President of India, preferably days of close of the financial year, who shall cause them to be laid before each House of Parliament within 6 months. As per Rule 7A, if an SSE is engaged in the business of growing and manufacturing rubber in India, then dash of the income will be treated as agriculture income, 65%. With respect to double entry system, which one of the following statement is incorrect? Only personal account are maintained under double entry system. In personal account are not maintained. Any tax duties, cesses, fees and charges levied under any law for the time being in force other than CGST, SGST, UTGST, IGST compensation cess shall be added to the value of supply. With respect to basic principle governing audit, which of the following statement is incorrect? The auditor should disclose the client information to anybody without the client permission or under any regulatory requirement. Full form of Niti Aayog, National Institute for Transforming India. With respect to accounting for dependent branch, which of the following statement is incorrect? If goods are involved in the branch at cost, the trading result of the branch can be ascertained by wholesale branch method. In the year 1494, dash the Italian mathematician first published his comprehensive treatise on the principle of double entry system. Luca Pacioli. For the assessment year 2020-21, according to Section 32 of Income Tax Act 1961, depreciation on any furniture, include electrical fittings, will be claimed at 10%. Dash concept states that when alternative valuation are possible, one should select the alternative which fairly represent economic substance of transaction. But when such choice is not clear, select the alternative that is least likely to overstate net state and net income. Conservatism. Type of audit can be classified based upon organizational structure, subjective timing, and scope with respect to basis of objective. Which of the following is incorrect? Balance sheet audit. Which of the following is not a main objective for providing depreciation? Creating secret reserve. From the following information, find out the total of trial balance. Due from customer rupees 20,000, supplier account rupees 40,000, capital account rupees 1 lakh, machine account 80,000, cash in hand 40,000, 1 lakh 40,000. Which of the following transaction is regarded as a transaction relating to revenue expenses or revenue receipt? Amount received from customer during the year. As per section 2 subsection 49 of CGST Act 2017, family does not include brothers and sisters who are independent. As per Rule 111 of GFR, the central government, which include Union Territory and the state government, have agreed under reciprocal arrangement not to prefer petty and isolated claims for an amount not exceeding dash against one another rupees 10,000. On this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the demonetization of rupees 500 and rupees 1,000 notes with effect from the next day of 8 November 2016. For the assessment year 2020-21, gift not exceeding dash in the value of the financial year by an employer to employees shall not constitute supply of the goods or service or both rupees 50,000. The rate of inflation is measured on the basis of price indices which are of two kinds: wholesale price index and consumer price index. The term audit has been derived from the Latin words audire, which means to listen. Sales or profit on sales will be taken into the account only when money is realized, that is either cash is received or legal ownership is transferred. Which concept is related to the said example realization? Which of the following is not regarded as capital asset as per section 2 subsection 14 of Income Tax Act 1961? Scooter used by the assessor for personal use. Dash is considered as a language of the business accounting. A receipt and payment account is a summary of cash book with date column. Which of the following is not an equitable base for allocation of common expenses among the various departments? Carriage inwards is allocated on the basis of sales of each department. Which of the following expenditure is regarded as revenue expenditure? Wages paid to machine operators. The income and expenditure account is equivalent to the dash of the business enterprises profit and loss account. Which of the following is not regarded as an error of omission? Partial omission. Dash involves examination of legalities by blending the techniques of proprietary audit, regulatory investigate, and financial audits, forensic audits. For the smooth functioning of any economy, planning plays an important role. The Planning Commission was set up in Dash and was entrusted with the responsibility of the creation, development, and execution of India 5 years plan. 1950. ICAI prescribed that the members have to retain the working papers for a period of dash as per standard on quality control. As per standard on quality control SQC1, otherwise the member is guilty of professional misconduct. 7 years. and dash is detailed plan of the auditing work to be performed, specify the procedure to be followed in verification of each item and the financial statement and the estimated time required. Audit program for the assessment year 2022 and 21, short term capital gain on listed share under section 11A Income Tax Act 1961 is to be taxed at 15%. For the assessment year 2020-21, reverse charge provisions would not be applicable if the aggregate value of such supplies of goods or services or both received by taxable person from any or all the suppliers who are not registered does not exceed rupees 5,000 in a day. For the assessment year for the assessment year 2020-21, section 5 subsection 1 of IGST Act 2017 provides there are shall be levied of the tax called integrated goods and services tax on all interstate supplies of goods or services or both at such rate not exceeding 40%. With respect to receipt and payment account, which of the following statement is incorrect? Depreciation on fixed assets are recorded in the credit side of the receipt and payment account. An ISD will have to file monthly return in GSTR 6 within dash after the end of the month and will have to furnish information of all ISD invoices issued 13 days. Which concept explains that the business is distinct from its proprietor? Business entity concept. Type of audit can be classified based upon organizational structure, objective, timing, and scope with respect to the basis and timing of timing. Which of the following is incorrect? Social audit. As per Rule 215 of GFR, complete physical verification of books should be done every year in case of libraries having not more than 20,000 volume. During 2019-20, subscription received in cash is rupees 50,000. It included rupees 10,000 for 2018-19 and rupees 6,000 for 2020-21. Also, rupees 4,000 has still to be received for 2019-20. What is the amount of the respect of subscription that will be credited in income and expenditure account for the year 2019-20? 38,000. With respect to receipt and payment account, which of the following statement is correct? Entrance and admission fee received are debited in the receipt and payment account. As per Rule 125 of GFR, all claims shall ordinarily be referred between departments, both commercial and non-commercial, of the central government within the same financial year and not beyond dash years from the date of transaction, 3 years. For the assessment year 2020-21, rebate under section 87A is available to resident individual if total income of the assessee does not exceed rupees 5 lakh. As per Rule 225 of GFR, contract document where necessary should be executed within dash of the issue of the letter of acceptance, 21 days. Purpose of dash is to keep systematic record of transaction and event of financial character in order of its occurrence bookkeeping. For the assessment year 2020 to 21, gratuity received at the time of termination of service by government employee is dash under section 10 subsection 10 of 10 clause 1 fully exempt from tax. With respect to income and expenditure account, which of the following statement is incorrect? Only cash items are considered while preparing income and expenditure account. Non-cash items are excluded. As per Rule 57 of subsection 4 of GFR, all drawing and disbursing officers shall maintain separate register in form dash physically or electronically for allocation under each minor or subhead of account with which they are concerned. GFR 5. Dash is an obligation of financial nature to be settled at the future date. Liability. Which of the following is an example of direct tax? Income tax. When accounts of branch are maintained under stock and debtors method, which of the following statement is incorrect? Branch debtors account is prepared for a certain cost of goods sent to branch. Government of India laid down its first industrial policy resolution in the year 1948. For tax liability purpose, mixed supply consisting of two or more supplies shall be treated as a supply of that item which has the highest tax rate. As per dash on the basic principle governing an audit issued by ICICA, an auditor must process the integrity and be objective and independent in his approach to the audit work. Essay 200. Dash on the documentation issued by ICI deals with the working paper. Essay 230. Which of the following is not regarded as an objective of accounting to ascertain the financial position of competitors of the business? Under the dash, incomes are recognized when they are received in cash and expenses are recognized during the accounting period in which they are arise irrespective of when they are paid. Hybrid basis of accounting. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Profit means an event of business activity which involves exchange of money or money worth between parties. In the beginning of the year, Mr. A purchased an asset of rupees 1,80,000 and spent installation expenses 20,000, rate of depreciation 10%. What is the amount of depreciation for the first year? Rupees 20,000. With the respect to trial balance, which of the following statement is incorrect? If it is tally, it means that all accounts are arithmetically accurate and there is no possibility of any error being detected in future. The year dash will remain a year of notable and widespread changes in the policy of economic development in India. In that year, the government adopted a number of stabilization measures that were designed to restore external and internal confidence. 1991. With respect to government audit, which of the following statement is incorrect? Government audit applicable to all cooperative society. Dash is an exercise by which the SSC legally takes advantage of loopholes in the act. In the act. Tax avoidance. As per the power of the levy of as per dash the power of levy GST has been given to the parliament as well as to legislature of every state. Article 246A. As per Rule 162 of GFR, limited tendering inquiry method may be adopted when estimated value of the goods to be produced is up to rupees 25 lakhs. As per Rule 98 of GFR, expenditure on a temporary asset on all grants in aid cannot ordinarily to be considered as a capital expenditure and shall not, except in cases specifically authorized by the dash on the advice of CAG of India, be debited to a capital head. President. Income tax rules prescribe dash to be used for claiming depreciation on asset except in the case of an undertaking engaged in generation and distribution of power, diminishing balance method. In general, income of an economy is measured through gross domestic product. Short-term borrowing will include all loans within a period dash from the date of the loans payable on demand by etc., but will not include currently maturity of the long-term borrowing. 12 months. Dash is the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing each in a significant manner and in terms of money transactions and events which are in part of at least of a financial character and interpreting the result of that accounting. As per Companies Act 2013, dash of the Schedule 3 is related to preparation of balance sheet. Part 1. As per Rule 30 of GFR, it sanction for any fresh charge sell unless it is specifically renewed lapse if no payment is in whole or in part has been made during a period of dash month from the date of issue of such sanction. 12. Which method is used in case of mines queries etc containing only a certain quantity product? Depletion method. From the year dash onward, the railway budget has been merged with general budget and there is only one union budget. 2017. Which principle emphasizes on the materiality, objectivity, and consistency of accounting data, which should disclose the true and fair view of the state of affairs of a firm? Full disclosure. As per Rule 155 of GFR, purchase of goods costing above rupees 25,000 and up to dash on each occasion may be made on the recommendation of a duly constituted local purchase committee consisting of three members of an appropriate level as decided by the head of the department. Rupees 2,50,000. As per Rule 57, subsection 6 of GFR, the departments of the central government shall obtain from their heads of department and other offices under them the departmental figure of expenditure in form of GFR 8 by the dash of the month following the month to which the return relate. 15th. For the assessment year 2020-21, health and education such is applicable for all SSC at the rate of 4% of tax liability after surcharge. Dash represent a potential obligation that could be created depending on the outcome of an event. Contingent liability. Accrual basis of accounting is also referred to in a mercantile basis of accounting. With respect to disclosure of cash and cash equivalent in balance sheet, which of the following is incorrect? Bank deposit with more than 8 months maturity shall be disclosed separately. As per Rule 22 to Rule 222 of GFR, a sale account should be prepared for goods disposed of in form dash duly signed by the officer who supervised the sale or auction. GFR 11. For the assessment year to 2020-21, lottery income is to be taxed at the rate of under section 115 BBB of Income Tax Act 1961, 30%. Which of the following is considered as the first step in the financial administration of any country? Preparation of budget estimate. Dash are those costs that would not exist if a project did not exist. In general, these costs should be charged to a project. Direct cost. According to section 288A of Income Tax Act, the total income so computed will be have been rounded of the nearest multiple of rupees 10. Dash of the Constitution lay down that no tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of the law. Article 265. For the purpose of administration of tax law, CBIC means Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. With respect to double entry system, which of the following statement is incorrect? It does not help in decision making. Balance sheet audit is generally synonymous with statutory audit. Mumbai University is regarded as dash according to definition of person under section 2 subsection 31 of Income Tax Act 1961, artificial juridical person. As per Rule 117 of GFR, intergovernment or governmental adjustment can be carried out up to the dash of the April on which date the books of Reserve Bank are closed for the month of March. 15th. As per definition given in the article dash GST covers all the goods except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Article 366 subsection 12A. वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें. थैंक यू.